Truth Be Told Television. Car Chronicles interviews. With your host, DJ K. Jezel. Co-host Rob Rich. Guest Jerry J Pearson. Let's go. Car Chronicles Show.
Man, hold up. Man, I ruined my intro. Oh, man.
Hey, man.
I downloaded the wrong one, man. Golly, man. See, now you really get to see I be messing up, too. People be thinking, oh, man, KG, you be perfect. Man, I mess up, too. I am not perfect, bro. Y'all don't. You see, I ain't even shaved. That should tell you I ain't perfect, man. But yo, welcome to the show. It's your boy K. Jizzle.
Man, what it do? It's your boy Rob Rich, the Car Chronicles.
Man, it's going down. Say, I know I'm hyped up. You know, we was already backstage. You know, we did say, man, that boy Jerry say, man, say, Michael, I might have to send you a link, man. Jump up business, cause that boy say, Jerry got.
He ready. He ready.
Say they was clowning back there. Say, but hey, man, how was your day? Let me calm down.
Hey, man, I can't complain. I've been going since early, but today has been a blessing. I done been put in front of some great people today. I made some great connections today, so we rocking and rolling over here. How about you?
Say, man, I'm rough. It's been rough the past 2 weeks, man. But I ain't even tripping, because what I'm finna learn, what I have learned already, and what more, I'm finna ask more questions, because, boy, I'm telling you, say, man, I am fired up. All of y'all that want to learn your real estate and learn how to get it in, say, man, y'all finna listen to, y'all must didn't pay attention last time. So we gonna run it back on you, boys. And we gonna bring in, man, my guy, Jerry Pearson. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on,
hey.
Official.
Hey, hey, hold on. I'm glad to be here, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Man, we appreciate you coming, man.
Man, thank you for joining us.
I pulled out the phone.
Man, let's get into it, man. Let's add this value.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna start it off like this. I do want you to explain who you are, what you do, everything. But first, I gotta show this man that I'm really watching them. Watch this, check this out. I'm gonna do it like this first.
Man.
So can you explain who you are?
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you doing it, bro.
We try over here.
Man, my name is Jerry Pearson. Originally from North Carolina. Got my bachelor's degree out at North Carolina A&T, HBCU love, you know, Aggie Pride, back in 2014. Ended up getting a job fresh out of college, man. Ended up getting wrongfully terminated from that job. And after that, honestly, I was just never the same as far as mental wise. I was just thinking differently. I never really wanted to go through that feeling again, only because like I was taking like my parents' route or like society's route as far as like, you know, doing the school thing and then going to work for 30, 40 years and then retire. So when that happened, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just figure it out on my own. I'm gonna just see what
Sink or swim.
it looks like. So when that happened, man, I didn't have any plans on getting into real estate. It was just looking for my next venture. So I actually did live for a little while, and I just honestly stumbled across a Facebook ad um, getting into wholesaling real estate. He was basically saying how you could flip a piece of paper for $5, 10, $15,000 with no cash, no credit, no type of license or anything like that. I was like, man, that's crazy. This is not true. Ended up doing my research, and it was true, man. I came across a distressed seller in a perfect looking house. The house was updated, and he was several months behind on his mortgage payment, right? So he was about to get foreclosed on. So what I ended up doing was I ended up finding a realtor. I put him under contract, and then I found a realtor who had a cash buyer who was interested in purchasing that deal, and it was in Houston. Ended up making $5,000 off of that.
Man.
Yeah, so we're talking about in the span of 45 days from me looking at the webinar. From looking at the actual ad. So it's crazy, man. Just been running ever since.
So you turned that around in 45 days. You made your first $5,000 in 45 days.
Yep.
Without not. So prior to the 45 days, how much time did you put into learning what you was doing to be able to do that?
I put in some time, bro. I put in some time. Just trying to figure out, like, hey, is this real? I actually went to one of those courses too, right? I went to one of those weekend events. So I didn't really see if it was true or not,
Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing.
That is amazing. I one of the things that I must say in that seminar, when you told me that, you know what, I ain't even gonna do it like that. Explain this.
Okay. So whenever we got started, man, we were in survival mode. Even before I met Michael, we were in survival mode, man, just trying to build up our cash. But before I met Mike, I was still trying to believe this stuff was true, man. Honestly, only because, like, even when I made that $5,000, I was just like, are they gonna call me and ask me to get back? Like, I can't believe. So even though I did the first deal, I still couldn't 100% believe it, So we were in that create cash phase, man, building it up, building up the company, and then pouring it right back into the company, just so we could still be here today. That was 3 years ago when we linked up, or 4 years, a little over 4 years ago, where we linked up. So now we're just reaping the benefits of that, just being able to buy some of our deals now. So now we're not wholesaling everything. You wholesale something right quick to build up that cash, that quick 5, 10, 15, 20K assignment fee. And you're doing that without closing on the property, no credit, no license or anything like that. But if you want to capture a bigger spread, or maybe you want to add something to your portfolio and get some monthly cash flow, now you're able to buy that property. Now you're able to own it, or maybe control that asset. So now we just learned some things over that, and now we're just getting into bigger investments. So we're just progressing, each and every year.
That's awesome, because it's not what you can control, or it's not what you own, it's what you can control, right?
100%.
Okay. So I remember I just heard you say it too. To elaborate on that. So you were you said a distressed person. What you mean by that?
Well, I said the seller was distressed.
Okay.
Yeah, so the seller that I was dealing with, he was in a distressed situation. So a lot of people think whenever we get into wholesaling, we're only dealing with distressed houses, meaning we're only dealing with houses with holes in the roofs or tall grass or behind on taxes or whatever the case may be. But this seller was actually distressed within himself only because he needed to sell in a really quickly. So he was behind on mortgage payments and he needed to sell quickly. But the house was it's probably like the nicest house I've ever wholesaled. It was really nice. It was really nice. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so now I understand what you were saying when you
Mm-hmm.
said that in the seminar.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
didn't
the
quite.
house was actually really nice. So that's what a lot of people don't realize. You can wholesale nice houses also. He just may have been behind on payments or whatever the case may be. Maybe he has debt he needs to pay off. He just needs to sell quickly,
Mhm.
and that's how I caught it. Yeah, the house was in really good condition.
Are you able also to do that with like lots or vacant land?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
You can do
Yeah.
it with lots and vacant land. We just did. I picked up 4 lots for $1,000 right here in Killeen. Um, all of them were like either landlocked or they had some really bad restrictions to where you could only build like a really small house.
Mm,
I want to say total I made off of that lot was maybe a little over $27,000.
Nice.
Yeah, a little over $27,000. Yeah. They came from a seller who inherited they inherited some land because their grandfather actually developed the entire subdivision in Killeen, and he left these 4 lots that were unbuildable. Right, he couldn't do anything with them, and they had power lines right there.
mhm.
And whenever we first locked it up, we were just like, man, I don't know how we'll be able to do something with it. And we got them down to $1,000. Mike was just like, we'll buy it and we'll figure it out later on. So as I was like marketing it out, and I actually made a post on TikTok saying how I got 4 lots for $1,000. And that was like when I was first starting out on TikTok. So I didn't like understand the algorithm or anything like that. I ended up posting it, and then like 24 hours later, tell me why the thing had 0 views. I was like, man, forget TikTok.
For
Forget it.
real.
Yeah. So the next day, accidentally opened up the app. Man, it's going crazy, going viral. Like it's up to like 50,000 views. It's still going up today. It's like at like 150,000 views today. But like everybody was just blowing up the comments, like, where is this at? I want to buy it. How can I do it? And I was talking about the power lines also. That's another thing I learned about power lines right there on TikTok in the comments. Apparently,
Mm,
a lot of people don't want to live near or right up on the power lines because it could cause cancer. Had no
Mm.
idea about that, right?
wow.
So I ended up finding a buyer through Facebook Marketplace, and he's just looking to build like a tiny, tiny house. And he ended up just picking up. He picked up two out of the 4 lots. And then I sold another one to a guy out of Austin. And then there's another half an acre that we're actually going to hold on to. And we're just going to, we
Just
talked about a community garden or maybe just putting a We Buy Houses sign on there or something like that. But, just something to just hold on to. It's half an acre.
you should
Oh,
put a community shelter on there and throw it on my app Shelter Share so people have a safe place to go if they need shelter. That was a shameless plug, but I had to do it. Uh,
ah,
Yeah.
hey, good one though. That
it
was
was
good
a,
one. That was good one.
yeah, I had to throw that up in there. Obviously there's always the good stories about this, and we can say dollar amounts, and that puts people's ears up. Can you tell us about a time where you walked into a bad deal, and what happened, and then just how did you bounce back or recover from that?
Man, bro, I'm going to keep it hot with you. I'm in a bad deal right now, man.
Hold on, no, wait.
I'm in
I,
a bad deal right now,
I,
man. So
I
y'all gonna
really
have to,
thought.
I tell you what, I can so I can give you all the wins and stuff like that out of the 200 wholesale deals that we've done so far, man. We took on this flip and we took on this flip almost a year ago, man, and it's still on the market. So y'all will have to bring us back on for part two. Y'all have to
Most
bring
definitely.
Michael and I on for part two
No,
because I
no, I need.
guarantee you we're going to get
Oh,
it sold. But yeah, we truly put the real in real estate with that one, man.
say,
Fair enough.
you know what? I actually thought you were gonna bring up. See, that's why I said I was there. The
Hmm.
one in the seminar where you said at the end
Hmm.
it fell apart. I was like,
Oh yeah, I mean
dang.
it did, but we were able to buy it though. So we had a deal where a buyer backed out at the last minute, right? They said they didn't want to buy the property anymore, and that seller is expecting us to close on that property, right? So we ended up negotiating with the seller to see if we could take over the property, subject to his existing mortgage. So what that means is that seller is going to deed us over the property and the mortgage stays in his name and we're going to make the payments on behalf of the seller, right? So um, we paid for closing costs, we paid for like a few city liens. I want to say we were able to enter that deal with maybe like 2 grand or something like that, 2,300 and some change. So 2,300 and some change, and we closed on it. The mortgage payment was $411 a month, and we rented it out for $722 a month. So we got the cash flow. So that wasn't like a necessarily a bad thing. Maybe if it was like our first deal, we wouldn't have had that 2 grand, right? So
Mhm.
that's why I use that as an example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I remember that when I was like,
yeah, yeah.
dang, man.
If that was like on some first deal type of stuff, yeah, I would have panicked because I was surprised about the 5 grand on my first deal. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man. Uh yeah, say, so can you do me a favor and
So
explain this pig? What did what's that?
man, I'm still talking to that guy, man. I'm still talking to him.
What you
Um,
mean? What you mean? Hold up. What you mean by you
I'm
still
still
talking?
talking with him, man. So a lot of when we talk about real estate, or we talk about we see all the wins, maybe the big checks. We don't post no checks. You see the big checks, or people talk about it, or wires of cash, everything like that.
Mhm.
What you don't see is the behind the scenes type of stuff. Like people on the first phone call, sellers aren't selling their house. It's a slim chance, right? Um, I'm following up with that guy. I've been talking with him since 2019, and it's something
Dang.
simple as like, "Hey man, how you doing?" Or "Hey, just checking on you. Hey, can we hop on a call?" Um, like I said, 2019, he got 84 acres right on the outside of Killeen, and he wants to sell. Well, he's interested in selling, but he's just super busy, man. He's a truck driver, always on the road. So I'm gonna keep following up with him because that's like a six-figure deal, man. That's life change. So I'm gonna keep following up with him. I met him before I even met Mike. So like I've only talked on the phone as far as a voice call with him, maybe 5 times. We almost had a deal. I almost had him signed up on a contract. Boom, the pandemic happened.
Mm.
And
Wow.
ever since then, it's just been like, hey man, just checking up with you. But the last thing I'm gonna do is stop following up with them because
Yeah.
let's say I've been following up since 2019. Let's say I stop and somebody swoops in and calls him and he sells it on the first call. That's all my work just went to waste. So
Yeah, that,
yeah,
that
yeah.
is
So
true.
the follow up game is important in this business. So just learning that whenever I got into this, like not everybody wants to sell on the first or second call. We have stuff in our system where we've been following up for years, 1 year, 2 years. We're dealing with the guy now. We've been talking to him for 3 years. Smoking hot deal, man.
Hmm.
He's just sitting on it, man. He'll entertain a conversation every month. Michael and my team is working on him, and he'll be like, "Hey, man, send me a contract. Send me a contract right now." We take it over to him, He's just like, yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Nigga
Wow.
playing hard to get. He said, man.
But like I said, you got to stay on them though, man. You got to stay on them because you don't want nobody to swoop in and take your deal.
I like the way you say follow up. How many deals would you say? Because let's say for somebody like me just getting into this market and somebody told me that uh yes, I know that the person has been calling this particular person. So say you have your person that you've been talking to for all those years, but they say sometimes they do like a familiar face. So I like that you follow up because sometimes a new voice can come in there and just say, oh yeah, you'd be like, oh, it's a new person. Just I don't know why this person's voice sounded great today. Has it been any deals like that you've got because you've been the fresh face or the fresh voice that you just gotten a deal like that?
Let's see. Not at the moment, only because I don't talk to too many sellers now. Mike handles that side, but you gotta follow up though, man. Only because you may deal with the seller today who has no interest in selling, right? And then that following month, maybe somebody in their family died and they need some cash right then and there. That's how quickly this stuff can happen. Literally, that's how quickly it can happen. You need some money right quick. They don't have time to list it with the realtor because they're thinking about the commissions and the house may be trash. So, they don't want to have to deal with all those different fees or whatnot. Depending on the deal, Michael set it up to where he'll say like, hey, whatever number that we agree to, that is what you're going to walk away with. And a lot of people can't say that, you just got to take care of your prorated taxes or whatnot. And a lot of the times they'll understand it. But if we can make the deal work on our end, and we'll cover those taxes and they'll walk away with all of their money. So that's the beautiful thing about it, man. We create win-win solutions on all sides of the transaction. So yeah.
What key lesson have you learned from your experiences and in real estate and you wish you would have known at first?
Controlling that asset. Like Rob was saying, controlling that asset. We wholesaled a whole lot of deals where, it's about 2 wholesale deals that we can think of. Back in 19 and 2020, like, man, we should have held on to that deal because we look at it now and we look at the estimate or we can see what it sold for, fixed up and everything like that. We're like, bruh, we really should have kept that. We really should have kept that. So it's just like knowing what we didn't know then, but we know it now. But just wow, it's just you could get so creative in real estate, to where we don't need to use banks. The seller can be the bank, and we can pay them like the bank monthly, and everything is negotiable as far as interest rates and down payments. So that's really just how we built our portfolio off of that. We have 28 doors right now. We have not used the bank not one time.
Nice. Congratulations.
Not one time. I'll say that, but that's just off of the knowledge we've like just learned over these past 4 years and just putting ourselves in different circles of people who are actually doing it. And it's just crazy, man. So like all of the deals that we've wholesaled to like cash buyers, we've always like asked questions like, hey, what are you going to do with this? So they'll tell us like, yeah, I bought it from you at 55. I'm going to refi at the bank, pull out 75, 80% of its value after they fixed it up. And then they get 15 to 20K back. And then they rent it out for, let's say, $1,000. Now they get $300 cash flow for the next year or however long they hold on to the property. And here we are. We just got a one-time fee of $5,000.
Man.
So I mean, it was cool. It was cool then, and I'm definitely grateful for it. But we learned from those. We learned from that, though. We learned from that.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what's up. I wasn't expecting that, but
It's
um,
so many ways, man. And people let the credit or not having money just hold them back. Man, my credit was trash, and we was still buying it up, man, and getting creative with it. The beautiful thing about it is, man, whenever you don't have the cash, whenever you don't have the credit, it just helps you. You have to be more creative, you know. You just have to get way creative, and I thank God for that experience because it just bought some things out of me, you know.
uh, like I'm gonna give y'all some. I'm gonna let y'all see this man at work. I don't know how him and my man. I don't know how y'all do all this, man. I would not be doing all this. Check this out.
All the pencils and gates, stuff like that. Put this one with that swag. You serve me.
Yo,
Okay, so really,
It's got two
say
bedrooms.
bruh,
I'm just saying. So
bruh.
that was actually a house y'all bought.
Yeah, so we made what we make off of that deal because we wholesaled it. We made $17,000 off of that deal. Um, man. So one thing y'all know, man, Michael gonna send me in there every time. He be like, "Say, bro, go ahead and check it out right quick." So by far, that was the junkiest house I've ever been into. So literally, like
Boy,
the video was set up, my feet never touched the ground throughout the entire house. You're talking about 40 years of just straight hoarding. And after that, the window was just unlocked and people have been in and out of there. So God knows what was in that. Now that I'm thinking about it, is no telling what was on the floor of that property. I'm glad nothing came up. I'll have to see how it looks now because we wholesaled it probably maybe about 3 months ago. So yeah, that was a 17K deal out in
man,
yeah.
say that when I saw that, I said, yeah. See, he just walking through there. Now you don't know what's gonna jump up and bite me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so when people say, they want to get into wholesaling and they want to get the big checks and everything like that, we're really good at like recorded content and record the things we go through. So it's like, hey, you really want to do this now? Are you willing to go through a window of a house and walk through some trash or potentially
Mm-hmm.
encounter a squatter for
Yep.
$17,000? You know,
say,
that's something
Hey,
to think about.
yeah.
hey, I if I do it, I need somebody like y'all got it was off in the deal, he come through there, got it on his hip. He
Yeah,
ready. I need somebody
yeah.
like that.
Real talk.
On me.
Because he
Real
had it on
talk.
his hip ready. I was like, dang,
Yeah,
Real
you gotta do
talk.
what you gotta do. Are you able to do that with commercial properties? And if so, have you been successful at that as well?
We can do it with commercial properties. I don't think we've done a commercial deal, if I'm not
Uh,
mistaken. I don't think we have. We've come across it, but no, we
just
haven't. We
have
haven't made a commercial deal happen yet. Yet.
yet haven't decided to tackle one of them yet. Are those usually like larger deals because of what it possibly is or what it possibly could be? Does that make the obviously the amounts and the dollars go up both
Yeah,
ways?
yeah. We know a guy out in San Antonio, and he's doing a commercial. He's like a commercial guy. Um, his deals are like six figures, man. All of his deals are six figures, man. So same concept, what we're
Just
doing with single family homes, but bigger
fair
spreads,
enough.
way bigger spreads. And the deals do take a lot longer. But I mean, two to three
it's
deals,
worth
two
it.
to three deals a year, and you clearing six figures on each one. I mean,
Take that any day, right?
yeah. I'm not complaining.
It's worth it. I mean, the
Yeah,
way I see it like that, man.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
Lord. Uh, Yeah, I got you again. I got you.
You got me again. I hope y'all get some value out of this, take some notes, and I hope you are able to give you some value. It's only because when I first got started in this game, I paid to be in rooms like this. You know, how much you pay? Let's keep it real. Nah, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Is he gonna stay in this room?
Like,
Hey,
First of all, Mike gonna always come with it.
I
And
see.
he gonna always come with it. But I'm glad he do though, because we're looking to impact lives and motivate people, man, and give them the real. So yeah, I paid 15 grand to get in.
No,
To get into this game.
no,
Yeah. I paid 15.
no.
I
I
paid
ain't even.
15. I paid 15 to get into it, to get into a room with some like-minded individuals. And I'm still grateful for that opportunity because I still got access to him. He cools, I don't know what. However, the money that I spent motivated me. That's what motivated me. It was nothing that he said or anything like that. It was the money that I spent that motivated me. And I read that book, which cost $20, and everything clicked. And what I would do is, I was actually out in Killeen, right? I was living in Houston, driving to Killeen, about 3 hours away, right? I would drive around Killeen looking for houses, driving for dollars, looking for distressed houses, and I would jot them down, right, on a piece of paper, and then I would skip trace them. So skip trace means I'm looking for their phone number. I put the address in. I'm looking for their phone number. But I didn't get the phone number though. I was looking for their mailing address. What I would do, I would get these colorful envelopes, like invitation style envelopes and cards. And I would write out and I would be like, hey, my name is Jerry. I want to buy your house on 123 Main Street. Are you behind on taxes, a tired landlord, or house has too many repairs? Call me or text me at my number and I'll get you a cash offer. So off of that alone, I made $27,000 off of that template. I was sending out like 20 pieces of mail every week. And I knew my stuff was getting open because my letter stood out. You know how you go through your mail and you can already tell that it's junk mail and stuff like that?
mm-hmm.
You was opening mine up because it looked like you getting an invitation to a party.
Mm-hmm.
And then they opened it up and like, oh, it's just Jerry trying to buy my house. So like, so I would have sellers call me and be like, hey, I like that car. I don't want to sell, but I just want to let you know I like the car. I'm like, shoot, let's get it.
Hey, the way you added the hand claps on here, you need to add a message or a free game. That was free game right there. I'm not even finna lie to you, Jerry. You right here on the call, my bro. I'm taking that because I'm literally sourcing 2 houses right now and I'm having trouble. I'm taking that and I'm going to go write those cards. So he just gave y'all free game right here on the Car Chronicles that I'm going to use starting tomorrow.
Yo.
I'm gonna get a diamond. I'm gonna have some kind of bling just because of Jerry.
Man,
I gotta find
so I used
something.
to do the invitation style cards, man. Around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, same play, man. We just put it in there like, hey, my name is Jerry. I'm looking to buy your house. So
that's so brilliant.
Perfect, man.
For real.
Oh my God. Hey, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant right there. Like, yeah.
You on point. You on point, bro. I would have never thought like that. Like,
bro, I got the idea from that book, man. That book gave me the template. I just sort of took it to the next level because I got that first deal in February 2019 in Houston, where I was living there, right? It took me 6 months to get my next deal because I just couldn't find nothing. I was trying to do the cold calling and things like that. Well, Houston is the 3rd largest city in the country, man. I ain't gonna say it's oversaturated, but I was going against some bigger fish.
Mm-hmm.
I got family out here in Killeen, and I came to visit them one weekend, and I saw a distressed house. Well, I jotted down the address, skip traced them, got in touch with that seller that same day, got an appointment that same day, and I gave him an offer. He turned it down, but I was just like, man, you know what? I just got this action in one day, and I ain't had no action in Houston for 6 months. So I was just traveling back and forth, running the play out here because back in 19, it wasn't too many people wholesaling out here, not in volume that we know of, anyways. But it was sort of like an untapped market, so we just ran it up, man.
That's what's
Man,
up.
that's what's up. Man, I wanna give a shout out to Wealth is Gangster Tony
Yo,
Johnson. Say,
Tony
man,
Johnson,
can you
CEO
tell
Youth,
me something that I was just finna go there? See,
CEO
he
Youth League,
knew it too. He knew it. That's what I was finna ask you. So, what is your connection when you go over there? What are you trying to teach the youth?
man, that they could get into real estate, man. Financial literacy. Man, we did some classes there over the summer. It's talking about financial literacy, credit, savings.
Mm.
Have your money elsewhere other than just the bank, man. Man, I mean, they got to see like two African Americans who are part owners of a hotel, man. Oh, I didn't know anybody like that as a kid. I mean, they just get to see things that we didn't get an opportunity to learn when we were kids. We learned all this stuff when we were adults.
Mm-hmm.
Just pouring into them and letting them know that it's possible, no matter what your background is. Whether you take the college route or whether you have some slip ups or maybe you want to graduate high school and go straight into entrepreneurship. Like you could it's literally so many different ways to get to the bag, man.
Man.
I wanna commend you for speaking on that. Uh, I say I deal with that all the time. You hit the nail on the head when you say I walk into rooms with people where I'm the only one, and I don't want to get off subject. But I walk in the rooms with people and I get off subject. So I like it that y'all are doing that because you go in there and nobody looks like you, and people need to see you doing what you're doing so they can feel like they can do it. Because if you walk in a room with a bunch of people that don't look like you don't feel like you even fit in that room to even be able to have the thought to be able to do what it is that they're doing. So hats off to you brothers for doing that. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say about because that's what I took from that message.
Yeah, it's just
Already.
like we spoke. Yeah, see, we definitely get out the CEO Youth League as much as possible as we possibly can. Just let them know it is possible from any type of background. We're gonna run a play there soon. It's a lot of them interested in wholesaling, so we're gonna get some. They're gonna knock out some cold calls, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Get straight into it, man.
yeah.
already.
Like I say, I built a tech company. I'm a whole tech company. It's not very many black people that built a tech company, so I can speak from that experience. And I like being able to get in front of people and tell them that it is possible because you don't learn this stuff till you're older. So teaching them now so they can do this stuff, so we don't have to have this conversation in 10 years where it's just the normal. You know what I mean? That this is just going on in our community.
Man, you
For
ain't gotta
real.
be a rapper or a basketball player to have millions.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Um, question I wanted to ask was what's your long term vision for the real estate business that you and Michael do?
Well, the wholesaling business is going to keep going as far as we could possibly take it, because that is how we build up the cash. So what I like about it is it's sort of like the wholesaling business. Sort of look at it like an octopus, right? The wholesaling business is like right in the middle, and then the wholesaling business is like funding all of our different ventures, right? So that's funding the rentals, that's funding the podcast we want to do, that's funding future investments, maybe bigger deals, bigger hotels, bigger apartment buildings, things like that. That's going to fund everything. So when we get to the point where we can create so much cash flow to where we could just buy back our time slowly but surely to where maybe we only putting in maybe 10 to 20 hours a week, 10 to 20 hours a week. Pretty lovely, man. That'll be pretty lovely.
I ain't gonna say it right, but I'm trying to prove, I was there. The name of the book was something like "If You Can't Sell Real Estate After This" or
Almost.
something. See,
Almost. Yeah, it was almost. It was almost. So if you can't wholesale after this, I've got nothing for you. And it's
That's it.
Yeah, it's by Todd Fleming. And it is $20 off of Amazon.
Look, my wife probably over there typing in Amazon right now.
Yeah, if you can't wholesale after this, I've got nothing for you. A really easy read. Really easy read.
Say that's great.
Free game.
I need that little ping.
Yeah, free game, man. That's free game, man. I just don't think people just realize some of the opportunities and things like that. And we've talked about this before. Stuff is in the book. Like he just said it turned his whole idea around off a book. He said the light bulb came on at that point. He already had the process, knew what he wanted to do, just didn't know how to put it all together. Go pick up a book and get that knowledge. Like, you know what I mean? Look and see what he's doing. Like, out of all the whole time that you be doing it, you dropping numbers. You don't have to answer, but how much would you say you've sold? Not that you've made, but just overall, just you've turned over, or contracts that you sold, should I say?
How many, or just how much?
How much?
Let's see here.
You finna say 200 million, y'all. Watch it.
I know.
Out of 2019.
Carry the one.
I'll say
multiply by
I'll say maybe let's go for like 1.3. 1.3.
That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah, 1.3. So around there, yeah.
Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
This is like assignment fees. This ain't no, sales price numbers and that. Nah, this is actually. But like I said, we poured it back into the business. And for my people who actually know me or family, this is the business money. This is not our money.
This is not your money, yeah.
This is the business money.
But
that's not our salary. That is the business money.
I'm thinking because I wouldn't think that would be possible.
Yeah.
Like when I'm sitting there, I'm listening. And this is what got me. As I'm listening, I keep hearing something about a piece of paper. And I'm like, you mean tell me you gonna give me some money for a piece of paper? Come on, bro.
Hey, you gotta think about it. My client is a cash buyer, somebody who needs to flip a house to feed his family, to pay his bills. He don't have time to talk to sellers every day. He don't want to follow up with nobody for 4 years, right? So if we could provide him a piece of paper that is off market, meaning it's not posted on Zillow, it don't have all this competition with offers and things like that, off market, directly to seller, and something that they could close on quickly, and it's a deal, it's enough spread for them to do the repairs and make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, he's gonna buy that piece of paper. He's gonna buy it all day. And if he the right type of buyer, he don't care what I make either. He'll be like, hey, Jerry, you can make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 off of that piece of paper. As long as my numbers work on my end, I'm good. So those are the people who we want to get in touch with. We want to get in touch with the cash buyers who are buying in volume, per month. Like they need to be flipping at least 5 per month or adding on to their portfolio all of the time. We deal with buyers who buy, a few times a year, but those guys who are constantly buying and they got crews, like if you got a crew, if you got a construction crew, you have to keep buying to keep them busy. Because if you don't keep them busy, then they're going to start looking elsewhere for work.
Yeah.
So they got to buy. So as far as cash buyers concerns, they love us. they want us to find more deals. Yeah, so that's how we're able to do that.
Man,
Let's
I
go.
just,
But
yeah, I mean, it was just but the more and more you think about it, it's like getting the titles of a car,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not getting the titles. You're just saying, look, I got partial. You know what I'm saying? And hey, I'll give you my portion if you give me,
Mm-hmm.
and but you add whatever they got, what they want, so that way you can just close the deal and it's done.
100%. Yep. 100%.
That's what I got at the end. Cause during the whole deal, it was I was like how y'all said y'all was when them people was talking to you. I was like, come on, man, this ain't real. And then I hear my KL. I got some other stuff. Like I got the little diagram with it all on there. Like I got this stuff because I printed out trying to study. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out ways because man, to make
It's,
just 5 grand out of nowhere with
yeah.
no money.
100%.
You know
Yeah.
what I could do?
Exactly. And
Like,
that's life changing, man. It's life changing.
yeah,
Everybody who who does this business, they're not into it because they love real estate. Maybe they're just using it as a vehicle to get wherever they want to go. But this is something that could be done, and you can make 5 grand in less than 30 days if you find that motivated seller.
yeah,
Yeah, it really is that fast.
man, I swear,
Mm-hmm.
the stories y'all told, like I got all them houses. See, I was gonna pull all that up, but I
Uh,
feel like y'all need to get in one of these seminars. I don't need to
mhm.
give y'all that much game.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
need
yeah.
to get in one of these seminars and sit down so you can go, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that all it is the fear of the fact that when you hear a piece of paper, somebody willing to give you 5 grand for a piece of paper. That's
Yeah,
all they got me. I was
yeah,
like, you
yeah.
talking about paper.
Yeah, because you're dealing with, when you let that seller know that you're buying their house, a lot of the times that's their biggest purchase of their life. So
Yeah.
they're trusting you to help them out with their problem, which is their house. They're looking to sell it quickly. So, man, with it being your first deal, man, that's nerve wracking, man. But when you find that cash buyer that says, "Hey, Jerry, let's do it." Let's say you locked up a contract for $80,000. That cash buyer comes in. He said, "Hey, Jerry, give me that piece of paper for $90,000. You know, I'm ready. I'm
Hmm.
ready to move forward." He brings that cash to the
Hmm.
closing table. The seller gets 80. You get that 10. The
10.
buyer gets his property, and you
Hmm.
just sitting there like, wow, wow.
I gotta
So
get that.
now it comes to, what are you going to do with that money? Are you going to invest it back, or are you going to hit up
Yeah.
people or something like that? So
If I get 10,
that's
I'm
a
finna.
lesson within itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like how y'all explain how passive income versus the how you're doing the real estate wholesale.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, like that makes sense. You only do it for so long, but the object is to get that passive going with it. So
Yeah,
then when it go down,
You still
you
got
can go
income.
yeah, you still
still
push
got
through.
income, 100%, 100%.
See,
So
I told you, man, I was listening.
yeah, yeah, you got to, because it's a thrill to get these $5,000, $10,000 checks, but guess what? You just gotta constantly run, man. You're constantly running for your next deal. Especially if they're small deals, you got bills to pay, so you're just constantly looking for your next deal. But if you buy that property, and you buy that rental property, and you got $500 cash flow coming in each month, now you're not as stressed. Now do that times 10, or times
Mhm.
two. Keep buying rental properties as that wholesaler company is growing also. Now you got two incomes coming in, and you just build off of that.
Say,
Man.
boy, say
Message.
for real. I need to put that on here. Message. Uh,
Man.
because I see we finna get ready. I don't want to stay on it too long. But what legacy do you want to leave in the real estate?
Man, um, the generational wealth, and I'm not even talking about the money aspect of it, but the knowledge also for
Hmm.
for my family and for the community also. Um, wow, yeah,
I like
just
that.
just the knowledge. Only
I,
because people tie generational wealth with money and stuff like that.
hmm
Hey, I'm gonna leave my son with, these 50 houses, or I'm gonna leave my son with all of this money, blah, 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 blah. But when you pass away, your son might sell that to me for, you know,
Yeah,
hmm
he might sell it to me for cheap because he don't even know what he got because you didn't even teach him nothing.
Yeah.
So like, I
man.
think that's what I'm looking to like teach my family, and what we're like pouring out to other people also. Like, we can own real estate, like we can own hotels. Um, no, we don't have to stay on Section 8 and all this type of stuff, man, or live the corporate life. I know it's cool on social media to be a entrepreneur now, but you can run the corporate bag up and do
Yeah,
entrepreneurship.
entrepreneurship.
Like
Yep.
it's cool. Like, it's cool either way. So just the knowledge that comes with the generational wealth, that's important. Also, like, I have my nephew read like all types of books. Man, he has no interest whatsoever about real estate. But my thing is, he's just gonna have it in the back of
That
his
now.
head. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's just gonna have the knowledge.
Hmm.
Whenever, in case he does become interested in it one day, like, he's just gonna have it. So
I
that's
like that. I would say you heard it here first. We coined it here first. Instead of generational wealth, we're gonna call it generational knowledge because
For
that
real.
is that is definitely the key. Like my man say, like you definitely can pass that on, and that's something that can be passed on and can keep passing it down. Because like you say, your assets will die with you unless you know about that as well and know what you're doing. But just on the norm, the knowledge goes away, and that starts with us not even having people to go to their own businesses to start with, that you had to gain the knowledge but had somebody before you either handed you that business and taught you the game. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
respect that. So generational knowledge for sure. I'm gonna start shouting that out.
100%.
for real. And another thing too, like you said, it's a mind thing. Shout out to Brandon Brown. Knowledge is key.
Yeah.
Uh, if they don't, if they don't have the knowledge too, like you said, not only the property, but shoot, they can have the property and not know how to take care of it. All the maintenance and different things that need to be done to make sure it stays that way.
Right.
Or even if you say in business, investing, knowing don't go blow the money, invest the money.
Yeah.
It's knowledge, and we got to
So
pass it on to each other.
yeah, because in this business, there's literally no cap on the amount of money that you can make in wholesale. That's the crazy part. There's no cap
Thank
on
you,
it.
bro.
So there may be a deal where you can make your year's salary in one deal. Now,
Mhm.
what are you gonna do with that? Are you gonna go blow it, or are you gonna invest into that bit back into the business, back into the marketing to keep it going? That's the
Mhm.
type of generational knowledge that we need, So, because we haven't seen that type of money before. I was shocked at that 5 grand, man. I thought I,
Man,
thought I was rich at that point, man.
hey,
Yeah.
I've seen more than 5 grand, but just to get it and not spend no money,
Yeah.
For money,
I'm finna
man.
invest
So yeah,
that.
so I was grateful, and I actually, thank the Most High for this, because like, I know guys who hit like 65, 70K on their first deal. I'm like, man, I'm glad I ain't hit nothing like that on my first deal. Because if I hit 65,000 on my first deal, I probably wouldn't be here today. As far as like still in the business, I would have blew that money somewhere, man, and
Yeah.
tried to pick it up. So luckily, a lot of my first deals was like 5, 7, 3, something like that, to like where I had to keep going. I had to keep pushing, keep hustling. So yeah.
Say, see, that's what I'm saying. He breaking it all the way down, letting you know it's a mindset, and you can't get nothing without works. So you gotta work.
100%.
Bottom line. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? But
On me.
say, I'm gonna get both of y'all on here. at the
Man.
same time. Because I know both of y'all together, y'all got some stories.
Oh yeah.
Man, y'all go.
It's crazy, man.
I
Yeah,
already know.
we'll have to get back on. We'll have to get back on, and we'll have some stories for you, man, including that one how we got out of this deal where we were still trying to sell it. So yeah, and that's another thing about entrepreneurship, bro. You could be out here taking L's. L's stand for lessons, but guess what? I'm still getting W's out here though. We still getting W's out here. We still getting money. We still got a smile on our face. We still focused. But man, we gotta sell that property though.
We gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of it.
Say that's for real. Say, shout out to Brandon. What's up? Oh, what's up, kinfolk? Man, my bad. I didn't know. My bad. Say, man, but yeah, it's going down. Say, man, hey, we gonna get y'all on here, man. Hey, y'all stay tuned. Jerry and Michael, man, if y'all want to learn, y'all need to get in their seminar. Quit playing. They giving it for free. For free. Man, I ain't got nothing. I can't even say nothing else. It's for free.
We got a course coming out, man. www.prosperityinnovators.net.
That's, you know what I forgot to put on her because I had it. That was the Q deal.
Yeah, it was a QR code. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh.
So prosperityinnovators.net. Join the wait list. You'll get an update whenever we release that course in ebook, and we just gonna do our thing. Giving out the game.
Free game.
Giving out the game.
Say, y'all go like, subscribe, say follow Jerry, Michael. Man, I'm telling you, y'all gonna get some game, some free game. They gonna help. I feel like y'all blessing people game. That's what y'all doing.
Man,
but
if it wasn't for the people who we looked up to, you know, who we got the game from, if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be here. So now it's on us to give back to the community, you know.
Facts.
To know how they can get involved. So one thing we've always said since day one is bigger than the real estate, man. Growth of the community. Growth of the community.
I agree.
Man, look here, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show. We do, you know what I'm saying? And we appreciate all the free gems that you gave. Man, my computer gonna die this one. I'm trying to get off.
We was giving out too much game.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all for having me too, man. And we'll definitely do a part 2 with me and Mike on here and give out some stuff, man.
Most definitely. And man, I had an intro right next time. I must have grabbed the wrong one because I did the intro, bro. I know I did. But I am sorry, man. That's proven I mess up. I'm just letting y'all know. But say, man, it's going down. Hey, man, we up out of here. I appreciate you, Jerry.
Yes,
shout
sir.
out to everybody that support us. Go support them, like, subscribe, man. Get in their life so you can know how to get your money right. Ooh, I'm gonna put that in the flow. Okay. Say, man, it's going down. It's your boy K Jizzle.
It's your boy Rob Rich, man. The Car Chronicles.
And there go your boy Jerry, man. We out, baby.
Truth Be Told Television. Car Chronicles interviews. With your host, DJ K Jizzle. Co-host Rob Rich. Guest, Jerry J Pearson.